William Morrow and HarperAudio present The Librarian of Burned Books, a novel by Brianna Labuskes, performed by Carolyn Hewitt, Eleanor Caudill, and Karissa Vacker. Two librarians, the guardians of books. New York City, November 1943. The telegram regretfully informing Vivian Childs that her husband had died in battle arrived before his last letter. When Viv saw the familiar scrawl on an envelope 2 weeks after that baby-faced sergeant had knocked on the door, her knees gave out. She hit the marble floor of the entryway with a sharp crack that she distantly knew should hurt, but didn't. Edward. For one desperate second, Viv thought that terrible telegram must have been a mistake. But no, that couldn't be. This was a ghost, the words of a dead man who didn't yet realize his fate. Viv's heart beat painfully against her wrists, her throat, and time passed, the ticking of the grandfather clock matching the throbbing at her temples. The comforting numbness that had protected her for the past 2 weeks had lifted, and the pain she'd been holding at bay rushed into every hollow space in her body. It was almost a relief when the knob of her wrist connected with the edge of the table as she groped for the letter above her. That kind of pain she understood. She stared at her name on the envelope, touching it and then his gently before slipping her nail underneath one corner.
My Viv, I cannot tell you how grateful I am for your letters. Please keep them, and updates about your amusing feud with Mrs. Croft and her smug poodle, coming. All the men are as invested in the outcome of the blue dye incident as I am. You never think of war as dull, and yet there is nothing but monotony and sand, and then moments of terror that leave you shaking for the long hours until all that wears off, and what's left is monotony once more. Your stories keep us entertained more than you can know. On that front, we may have more relief coming, thank goodness. The Army has launched an ingenious initiative wherein they ship us bored boys small, portable books to keep us entertained and distracted from all the bombs that are landing inches from our heads. Forgive my dryness, but truly the books have been a godsend to us. I managed to nab a copy of Oliver Twist, and it makes me think of Hale. My brother is too proud to have ever accepted what he would have thought of as charity from me, but I do wish I had figured out a way to help him more when we were children. Thinking of him struggling when I had so much, well, the guilt makes it harder to sleep, doesn't it? War is good at that, making you remember everything you wish you'd done differently. I know this letter pales in comparison to your lively ones, but please don't punish me for my lack of stories by withholding your own. Give Mother my love. Yours, Edward.
Viv ignored Edward's mention of his brother Hale as much as she ever could. A flash of hot summer nights, sticky cotton candy lips, a teasing smile, and calloused hands came and went, a lightning strike in the dark night of her grief. Why think about something she could never have? Instead, she reread the letter, and for the first time in 2 weeks let herself picture Edward. Every time she had tried before, she had only been able to see a bruised and broken body, ripped flesh and blood, charred earth and flames. Now, she imagined him in front of a fire, but a gentle one, at night, surrounded by his brothers in arms. He cradled a book in his hands, calling out favorite passages to the others, pausing to listen as they did the same. She clung to that image, basking in its comforting warmth. After the 4th time through, Viv lifted a hand to her face and felt the corners of the first smile she'd allowed herself since Edward had died. Chapter 1.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?